What is something people are not ready to hear?
Okay, I'm going to use my microphone because I want to make sure that you can hear me loud and clear. I've said it before and I will say it again. If you have ever had a close friend or a loved one who has never had any experience in love or romantic relationships come to you and tell you about their desire to have one, and you have responded with, "Oh, it'll happen when you least expect it. Oh, you just have to love yourself. Don't worry, it'll happen." Or even, "You're not missing much," you are an unempathetic friend. You lack the ability to understand how another person is feeling. Let me break it down for you. Imagine spending your whole life watching movies, TV shows, listening to music, all about love. And then you grow up and you see all of your friends are in relationships. You're walking down the street to get a pastry. You see a couple holding hands, kissing, being intimate. And you've never experienced any form of that. That is pain on another level. If someone has ever approached you and simply expressed that they would like to feel what everyone else in society seems to be feeling, you were being incredibly dismissive with your responses. I know you're just trying to help. And who knows, it may be the truth. Maybe they do just need to love themselves. Whatever it is, that's not what they needed to hear in that moment. Imagine someone losing a parent and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm really sad that my dad died." And you're just like, "Well, at least he's in a better place." That's not helpful. The sad part is that person probably approached you because they thought that they could talk to you and you would understand, or at least console them in some way, and you didn't. I can imagine they walked away from that conversation feeling incredibly hurt and invalidated in their basic human feelings. We as humans are allowed to desire things. We are allowed to want things. Going a step further, we are having two completely different conversations when someone says, "Hey, I desire love," and you respond with, "You just have to love yourself." You can love yourself enough to finally desire someone else to love you the way that you do. Now I know you're wondering, "But Kendra, what's the right thing to say?" Not everything needs a response. Sometimes people just need to let out their feelings and they need someone to hold space for them. They need someone to listen to them and just say, "You know what? I don't understand what you're feeling, but I'm sorry that you're feeling that way." And reassure them that you are a friend who's going to be there for them whenever they need it. Now, I always get the people who are like, "Well, stop projecting that romantic love is the only kind of love you can receive. You can get love from friends and family." This is not a conversation for you. We are talking about people who desire romantic love. I would encourage you to try and practice removing those responses from your vocabulary, especially if you are saying these things and you are in a relationship. I would also encourage you to reach out to that friend who confided in you and apologize, because they probably won't tell you, but you did hurt them. Also, if you were sent this TikTok by someone, that's probably the person that you need to apologize to.
Being raised in the Catholic Church, going to Catholic school for 12 years, having both parents be CCD teachers, having your father be a cantor at the church, having yourself be the youth group leader for 3 years in your church and community, I can say this as an expert. The only difference between the mafia and the Catholic Church is, in the mafia, when you mess around with little kids, they kill you. In the Catholic Church, they send you on vacation. I said what I said.
That all the presidents in the United States are ran by the same entity. That parties don't matter, such as liberalism, Republican, Democrats. They all have the same end goal. That pretty much our government and any other government that is set up in this world that we live in will never be for the people, ever. That their only end goal is to usher in the Antichrist spirit. That's it, that's all. That's why we have politicians intermingle with Hollywood. That is why we have the Freemasons. That is why we have the Illuminati and the elites. It is all ran by a cult. This world is of Satan. And a lot of people don't like to hear that.
I've literally been waiting for this. So let's start with the fact that we're all just living on this fucking planet, working 9-to-5 jobs because the government forces us to, and that's not our fucking purpose. I know that, you know that, but guess what? I'm still gonna go to fucking work tomorrow, and so are you. Psychics are real. It's pretty sad that there are people that just use that and be frauds with it just to make money and steal from people, but it's real. You have a third eye. It's usually calcified from everything that we use, shampoo, conditioner, vitamins that we take, calcium, things like that. Everything that the government feeds us, it calcifies this third eye to keep us from excelling in our fucking, oh my God, it's insane. What's another thing? spirits, yes indeed, they're fucking real, good, bad, and in between. When you decalcify this and you learn more about this, you can leave your body. I've fucking done it, okay? People just don't want to hear that because then you're crazy.
That people celebrate other people's demise. That people celebrate when somebody is taking something from them. That people celebrate other women getting abused, being taken advantage of, getting their money taken, getting spit on. These are things that some of these people celebrate doing. Y'all not ready to hear that, though.
If you are an anti-vaxxer walking around without a mask while the Delta variant is running rampant and you expose a child to COVID-19, a child who cannot make decisions for themselves, you are a murderer if that child dies.
You are worthy of love. Let me repeat that. You, as you are now, are worthy of love. There's a toxic myth that you have to love yourself first before anyone else will love you. Like if you don't like yourself, why would anybody else? That's toxic and not true. Especially if you're mentally ill and you're in a dark place. You know, there are other reasons why you should work on self-care and work on loving yourself, but it's not so that you can be accepted by other people. You're worthy of love. And I'm sure there are people out there who love you.
Oh, astrology is real. It's real, and you can't tell me other. At first, I didn't believe it, and oh God, sweet G, I was wrong. I'm at work. Someone comes in. I'm like, "Hello, ma'am. How would you like some pizza?" Because that's how pizza works. And then she was like, and she just stared at me, and I'm like, "Do you want some straws?" And she's like, "You're an immense amount of debt, aren't you?" I'm like, "How did you know about my immense amount of debt? That's not, I didn't," and she's like, "It's because you're an Aries." I'm like, how did you know I was an Aries, and why do those link? And then she's like, "You tore apart something very important to you recently." I'm like, I just tore my good work pants, and I had to switch them this morning. I'm like, "How'd you know that?" Then she said, "Whatever you had planned on doing today, don't do it, or you're gonna get hurt." I'm at a Popeyes. I plan to go to Popeyes for 2 days, and I'm sad at a Popeyes. Those don't go together. What's gonna happen to me if I eat the sandwich? I'm scared. I don't know.
This is gonna be an unpopular opinion, but we're gonna go with it. Since we're bringing back the 90s, can we please bring back this 90s trend? Boys are out here acting all fly with their mullets, but can you rock the mushroom cut? Literally, I don't understand why we skipped over this and went to mullets. Like, it was this that gave me feels as a kid. Sean Hunter was out here getting all the ladies. More for nostalgia. But seriously, let's bring back this trend.
We need to start eating less meat. Now, I'm like the furthest thing from some sort of vegan animal activist. I couldn't give a shit. Growing up as an Australian, it's pretty much part of our culture, meat. And I love meat just as much as the next bloke. But I'm also a man of maths and science, and the numbers just don't add up. The amount of water and room required to farm animals, the amount of room and water required to farm the feed that's required to farm the animals, plus the exponential increase in population, these numbers, they don't add up. It's not sustainable. We're going to run out of room. We're going to run out of water. We need to start cutting back on the demand for meat. It's already unsustainable. It's only going to keep getting worse. We need to start treating meat like the delicacy that it is. Trust me, I'm about as happy as anyone else is about it. I love meat. But this is the reality.
That your thoughts and mindset create every single thing in your life. And yes, I'm talking about negative things too. The way we think manifest in our physical reality. And if we are powerful enough to create something negative, trust me, you are powerful enough to create something positive.
Most jobs today are modern day slavery. How do you know your job is slavery? If you want to do it for free. The elites are on a whole different level. You got to understand. They saw that, okay, we can't do slavery because it's too obvious. It's too blatantly obvious. It's right in their face. It's clearly wrong. But if we actually make every race work for us for as minimal payment as possible, we can still profit off it like it's slavery. They got us. They tricked us. We cannot not go to work or not pay our bills or we will literally die. Like, And it's all made up. It's all a made up system. Time is the most valuable thing we have, yet we spend it at jobs we hate so we can get more money to live, to continue to do the jobs we hate. Capitalism is going to be the death of us, I'm telling you. We got to wake up.